Fala pessoal, estamos aqui na última parte do vídeo, tá? Essa parte é legal também, nós vamos falar sobre sistema de saúde nos Estados Unidos e aqui no Brasil. Eu acho que a entrevista tá ficando meio comprida. Opa! Hello!
Tudo bem?
Hello, Patrick! Okay, let's continue. I know it's kind of boring, but please let's finish this last part, right? Okay. Okay, talking about school, United States, like public school, college. What do you think? They are good or?
Well, that's a big question too, or a big point of discussion in our country.
Yeah, but can you?
Yeah, I would say, from my perspective, the public schools, for us, public school goes through high school, what we call high school.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you. We tend to compare our educational system with United States, but nobody knows exactly what about United States.
I know there are measurable metrics, you know, that they measure against test scores, and who knows. But I would say our public school system right now is in trouble. I think we have a lot of problems. Financially, it's underfunded, so classroom sizes have gotten bigger and bigger. Too many kids for each teacher.
But you do have public schools in the United States.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We also have private schools. So some people, the wealthy, will send their kids to a private school because they don't think the public school is good enough. And public school is free up through high school.
But how bad is a public school there? Like you have the roof falling apart, or
that depends on where you're at. You know,
everything.
That really depends on where you're at because the schools are paid for at the state level. So one state might have quite good schools where another state does not. For example, Nevada, the taxes, much of the tax money comes from gambling facilities.
Right.
You know, the casinos collect a lot of tax money. There, from what I've heard from people who have lived there, their schools are excellent. They have all the money they need. They have all the supplies. They have everything because there's so much tax dollars being funneled into them.
Good way to launder money.
Well, maybe. But so their schools are really not wanting for anything. But you go to like an urban center, you know, like, I don't know, the Bronx in New York, and the schools can be really struggling. They'll have problems with gang involvement. They'll have all kinds of issues with, you know, the building not being maintained very well and not having enough books for the students, and or the books are horribly outdated, you know.
Right.
So in general, I think not only is the funding a problem, also the standards of the schools are incredibly outdated. What we require as curriculum to be taught to the kids most of it is one, completely unnecessary and often irrelevant these days, and two, is so standardized that it's not fitting all the kids, right? They aren't getting what they need. All the arts programs, most of them have been cut due to funding problems, so kids don't have a way to express themselves well enough in their own ways, and that's shown up, in my opinion, in school violence and, you know, shootings and kids, you know, hurting other kids.
Have been happening a lot there.
Yeah. One of the big discussions right now too is college education funding, because where it used to be, you know, everybody was expected to graduate college or graduate high school. People who went on to college, it was an extra, right? Now, to get almost any job, you're required to have a college education, a 4-year degree. But you have to pay for that. A lot of people can't afford to pay for it, even at the public college or what's a state school.
You do not have public college there.
Right. Yeah.
That's one of the debates.
Right. Is how can we
for the election?
Right. Make state schools, not the private schools, but the state's, you know, colleges free for people who live in the state. Some states are starting to offer some college, like what we call junior college. Oregon is one of them that is going to start offering junior college for all state residents for free. And there's talk at the highest political levels, like our presidential candidates right now are debating this issue as how could we fund to provide college to our citizens for free. I think it's something we need to do. So schools they're not horrible, but they have severe problems that need to be fixed, I think.
Okay. Well, talking about healthcare, public, paid, what's your opinion about the model we have here? It's a kind of a socialist model. We have public healthcare.
Yeah, I mean, what you've explained to me is that you have a public health system where people can get healthcare for free, but it's not the best. So a lot of people pay
Everybody
for...
can have, you're born with that healthcare plan.
Yeah, it's provided to the citizens.
To all
but
citizens.
a lot of people pay for supplemental health program.
It's different than United States. You only have public healthcare if you are older, a senior, or a poor that you cannot afford paid healthcare.
Yeah. And even the seniors do pay something, but it's very little. So we have Medicaid. Medicaid is for the poor people.
Poor people. Very poor people.
Yeah. And we also have...
very, very, very poor people.
Yeah. You have to be considered poverty level. Or we have Medicare, which is for senior citizens. I believe it starts at age 65. And that's a flat fee. I think it's $99 a month or something. So it's not as expensive as other programs. But often the seniors buy a supplement to that to help. My mom has a supplement.
I know Obama is working to extend that plan, like the seniors plan, for more ages, or if you were a kid.
The Obama's healthcare plan was much bigger, and in the fight to get it through, got chopped and chopped and chopped down. So it's far smaller, more what we call watered down plan than it originally was set out to be. We don't have a universal healthcare system at all. It's a big point of debate and argument, political debate. I would love to see us have one. I think we should, as the United States.
So you think that could work there? Same as here.
Yeah, and it's something we should be providing.
Of course, it would work really better than it worked here.
Well, I mean, no program is without its problems. Every program is going to have its challenges, its struggles, everything. But I think it's something that we should be doing. We're a country that's got enough wealth, certainly, to afford it. The problem is that our people are greedy. So the majority of the wealth of our country goes to 1% of our citizens.
The Republicans.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's a big point of debate right now, is that 1% of our citizens have 90% of the wealth of the country. The other 10% of the wealth goes to 90% of our citizens. And that's really screwed up, to use a nicer word. Anyway, so as far as healthcare goes, I mean, one of our political presidential candidates right now is talking about changing that, so there's more taxation on the wealthy to pay their share, and we could afford a lot of these social programs like college and Medicare or medical, provided, and things like that. We'll see. It's not something that's going to change overnight. It's a horribly heated battle and debate. So right now, our healthcare system is paid. You pay for health insurance, which then helps protect you against large medical bills and helps pay for your prescriptions.
And how hard is to pay paid health insurance? How hard for an ordinary citizen?
If you're employed by a significant company of any size, and it depends,
significant,
meaning a large enough company, right? Very small companies, like 10, 12 employees, are not required to provide health insurance.
Right.
Larger companies are required to provide.
They're required by the government.
Yeah.
Right.
And that was expanded by Obama's healthcare plan. It used to be much less. In fact, I don't think it was actually required at all. But so now, like my company provides us health insurance, and we pay a small portion of it out of our paycheck, right? So that's good, because in health insurance, if you pay it for yourself, can hundreds of dollars every month.
How much?
I think at one time I got a quote to cover me. It was for a basic plan, not a golden plan, like a, you know, it was like $350 a month.
$350 a month.
Right. Which in reais would be 1,200, something like that right now.
Yeah, you cannot do that.
Yeah, I know, but just to give a sense of, you know, that kind of thing.
It's the same or even less than we have to pay here.
Is it? So it's, you know, it just, anyway, so in my opinion, it's strange that it's linked to employment at all. You know, it's like, I don't know when along the line, years ago, health insurance became something that was expected for the employer to pay.
Right.
I don't understand that. You know, it's like my health doesn't really have to do with my job, other than I have to be healthy to do my job.
Sometimes.
But why does the employer have to pay for my health care?
Because he's fucking up with your, with your health, doing what they wanted to do.
The other thing that I find, and a lot of Americans find very disturbing, is that our health insurance companies are, for the most part, for profit. So you pay money to a health insurance company, who then is responsible for paying out to your doctor and approving, oftentimes, what procedures you can have done. So does that company that's trying to make a profit for its stockholders want to pay for my health procedure that costs thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars? Because the medical procedures in our country are horribly expensive. Drugs often are horribly expensive, far more than I think they are here. So why would that company want to do that? They want that money, right? So it's a complete disconnect. You know, it's like the health insurance company, the company I'm paying to help protect me financially from a horrible medical loss, should be out for my concerns, not for their own, right? And that to me is completely screwed up. It's, you know, thankfully some insurance companies now have actually moved to a non-profit model. The one that I'm part of with through my company is non-profit based. So the money does not go to anybody's hands. It goes to the people who are running it, right? And that to me is much better. It makes much more sense.
Okay, Patrick, thanks to join me here and answer my questions. And I hope you continue enjoying Brazil and have fun, right? There's something else you can say to everybody, and just to end this chat, just about Brazil or everything you want to say.
To all the people that I've met, obrigado. I've had a wonderful time visiting Brazil and the different towns that I've been to.
Birthday this time?
Yeah, I had my birthday yesterday, which was wonderful.
Right.
You know, Brazil is an amazing country, and I think that people should be very proud and you know, keep fighting for the things you believe in. I know there's some struggles right now, and I think the people is what it takes to make change. We fight with the same things. So,
right.
Good job.
Ok, thank you. Ok, galera, então é isso, eu vou ficando por aqui. Essa foi a última parte dos vídeos com essa entrevista que eu fiz com o Patrick. Espero que tenham gostado. Então, se gostou do vídeo, deixa aquele like e não se esquece de se inscrever no meu canal. Valeu, até a próxima. Falou.
Tchau.
I can do the first one is made.
For maybe cars. We talked a lot about cars.
Yeah.
School, healthcare.
Cars, first we have the food. Yeah, first you were talking about the similarities. The supermarkets, the people in the street. That was huge video. No, what can I say? This was the ending here. That would be crazy to assemble all this.
Yeah, I know. You have to edit it all together.
No. Stay like, and I will wake up and you do. Huh? I'm sorry. Okay, cool. That's it. Oh, there's a lot of buttons.
The boss.
Let's see 'em.